I'm Mac. I have been running since 2008, and my whole goal as a coach is to get you faster, because who doesn't want to get faster? Well, that is my promise to you, that this video is going to help you get faster. So to quickly lay out, we're going to talk about what exactly a workout is, and if you are not doing a workout right now or you're doing it incorrectly, you're missing out on so many gains to get faster as a runner. So we're going to talk about what do you need to quick do before you are ready for a workout, the 3 parts to a workout. We have PER, prepare, execute, and recover. And then I'll even give you little bonus tips at the end for like to make your workout even better. What should you add on, or a couple examples of workouts. So let's dive in. All right, before you even start with a workout, you have to make sure that you have established your base as a runner. That's the first phase in training. Okay, base, we have to build our base first, because if we don't have a base, if we don't have a foundation to build off of, you're going to crumble, you're going to injure, you're going to get injured, and you're not going to be successful. Okay, so when we finally enter the second stage, after we built our base, we're going to go to the build. That's when you can start adding in a workout. So usually it's about 4 to 6 weeks of building mileage, adding in a couple little things. That's in another video if you want to check it out. But the build phase is we can finally start adding in a workout. And when you start out, add in 1 workout a week. Once you progressed as a runner, then you can start adding in a second workout a week, but that's when you have a lot of time, you're committed, you have 5 to 6 days of running a week. That's when you kind of want to start adding in a second workout. So what exactly does a workout look like? So this is the framework that we use at Amateur Athletics. It's the 3 parts of a workout that I created, and it's prepare, execute, recover. So we always start at the bottom of the triangle. We got to build our base first, get ready to actually execute it, and then the tip of the triangle is like the peak. This adds on the nice and extra stuff. So prepare. Before you even go on your run, you have to make sure that you are doing your pre-run routine. So whatever that looks like leg swings, lunges, some stretches. If you have any like sore parts, this is where you want to make sure you get that in. So that's even before you start your run. And you should normally be doing this before all of your other runs. My biggest tip for that is to make it short and sweet. Commit to like 2-3 minutes, something that you know is so easy that you're like, oh, I can do 2 minutes before every single run, because that is the biggest piece that a lot of runners miss out on, is that they don't stretch or warm up properly and they get injured. So don't miss that part out. Then you're going to go into your warm up. If you're a newbie, it's going to be like a half a mile to a mile. When you kind of get more into it, it might be a mile, mile and a half. If you're more of a pro, it might be 2. If you're like marathon, longer run, it could be like 3 miles. So that's kind of like a little bit of a way to gauge. And this is usually, I shouldn't say usually, this is always going to be easy pace. This is feeling good. It's never pushing the pace. This is not the workout part. This is your warm-up run. It's to get you warmed up and ready to go. Get your muscles there and ready. So please run slow, run conversational pace. You should be able to have a conversation with the person next to you or on the phone. They should kind of be able to tell that you're working hard though. Okay, so that's the prepare part. That is your pre-run routine, your stretches, and then the actual warm-up. Second part is the execute. This is the fun part that every runner wants to get to. My favorite part too. So this is where we actually have the workout. And now before we get to the speedy part, there's 2 things that you have to get done before. The first thing is you're going to do more stretches. So I know you just did that, but these are slightly different. This is like your A skips, your B skips. It can be toe touches, butt kicks, grabbing your knee to your chest, stretching out your glutes. It's karaoke, all that kind of stuff. Stuff that's a little, they call it like your dynamic warm-ups. And these are like quicker, practicing on form, just to get your muscles even more warmed up. So you're catching your breath, you're going into your dynamic stretches. And then after that, you're going to do strides. This is another part of the warm-up. It is getting ready to get you faster. So strides are like, can be anywhere around from like 60 meters to 100 meters, or like 15 seconds of speed. And you start off standing, and then you slowly build into a sprint, hold it for like 1 or 2 seconds, and then slowly peter out. Don't like stop really hard once you reach your like top speed. And top speed, I would not aim for 100% all out. I would go for like 90 to 95, and that's just to make sure that you don't pull anything. So we're like almost at top speed, holding it for a couple seconds, and then petering out and slowing down. So that would be a stride. And you want to do about, I usually go for like 3 or 5 It depends on the type of run you are, and you'll kind of learn what makes you feel better before workout. I lean more towards like the 3 is usually what I usually aim for. But it's kind of up to you. So do your dynamics and then do your strides, and then we actually have the workout. So most workouts are gonna consist of 2 parts, and that's the actual speed portion, and then the second portion is the rest, and that's like either standing rest, jogging rest, it can be even like active running rest, and you usually kind of go back and forth between the 2 things. So some general beginner ones are like 1, so 1 minute hard, 1 minute really slow, 1 minute hard, 1 minute really slow. Another one is a fartlek. So 1 minute hard, 1 minute slow, 2 minutes hard, 1 minute slow. You go 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. That would be an easy beginner one. But then you get into more like 800-meter repeats, mile repeats. You could do tempos. We have steady pace. Like there's so many different types of workouts. But the biggest thing is that usually most runners start off because you just don't know any better, is that you just do like a run all out, or you just progress like a progression run. You just slowly get faster and faster. But the mistake that you make is that when you just go all out, there's like if you've ever sprinted, like you reach your max point and then you have to stop, right? But the point of a workout is to push hard and then relax and kind of catch your breath, come back down, and then you can push even further, come back down, then push even further. And this almost like lets you push your ceiling slowly up further and further when you're doing that back and forth motion, and lets you get more mileage, more intensity, practicing at a higher heart rate, and all that stuff can lead to progressing and getting faster. And make sure that you're not doing workouts at like the same exact pace every single time. But I'll have to do another video on that. Please let me know if you want more work. Like, just let me know in the comments, what do you want me to dive deeper into? Just kind of covering general things right now. Okay, so that would be your workout. That would be the execute part. Now, the last tip of the pyramid is the recover phase. This one, also important. All 3 parts are obviously important, I think, as a running coach. And this is recover. This is where we tip it all off. This is where you can miss a lot of, I wouldn't say benefits, but this is the part where people get injured, is when you just do a hard workout and then you're just like, okay, I'm tapping out, I'm good. When you do your recovery, after you do your workout, you're proud of yourself, you just did a great job, you're going to catch your breath and rest. Then you're going to do your cool down. Very, very similar to your warm up. It is just another half mile to 3 miles of conversational, easy pace. And I would almost encourage you to even go slower. I forget the word, not like baby jogging, but I think a lot of people call it recovery pace. And that's just even slower than conversational pace. And sometimes you just might, like, when you first start your run, you're just like, oh, it's just like really slow, hurts. So you can go much slower. And then like, as you kind of go, you'll probably just naturally pick up the pace back to your conversational pace. But it is not by any means something that you need to push yourself in. Please keep it slow. And this is where you're just kind of like loosening up. You're getting some of that lactic acid out. And so that you don't get injured. So just like loosening your leg muscles up and kind of bringing yourself back to normal. And then when you're done, this is where we stretch, where we roll out. We might do some leg swings again. This is where we're gonna like actually lay in the ground and you're gonna stretch out your legs. You could do bent knee under chest with your leg back. I'll probably just throw in another video about what to do afterwards. But don't forget to stretch out, roll out, use a stick roller, use a foam roller, roll out your feet. All that stuff after a workout is going to help you recover better, especially if you can't recover, like if you can't get enough sleep sometimes because you're like a parent. This is another thing that you can do to add on to that to help your recovery. And then bonus, if you would like even more, what I would do with your workouts, some like quick tips, is that this is a great, after you do your workout, is to add on your strength workout. What you really want to do is make your hard days hard and your easy days easy. So stacking on a workout and then lifting after is a great way to like get even more out of yourself on a hard day. If you are not getting enough sleep though and you're barely getting in your runs, I would maybe just tack it on to a different day. So that would be the bonus part that I would do. And I think I'll have a free guide for like beginner workouts if you need that. And that kind of goes over what a workout is again in there. Yeah, so let me know if you have any questions in the comments, anything you want me to go over. I hope this helped. Yeah, check down below. Subscribe, maybe.